Welcome to News Around, your home for the real stories behind the spotlight, where passion, fame, and fate collide. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and tap join to support our growing community of entertainment lovers. Today, we're stepping into a storm that's sweeping across both Turkey and Italy, a story of love rediscovered, hearts unsettled, and a past that refuses to fade. Because when Yaman returned to Turkey after years of international triumph, no one expected his homecoming to reopen one of the most talked-about love stories in Turkish television history. Yaman, the name that became a symbol of Turkish charisma abroad, had spent years enchanting Italian audiences through drama, cinema, and endless charm. But his latest return to Istanbul wasn't just professional, it was deeply personal. As his plane landed on Turkish soil, fans celebrated his comeback, unaware that a chain of emotional revelations was about to begin. The surprise didn't come from journalists or paparazzi, but from a voice few expected: Demet Özdemir's mother. Appearing on a popular entertainment program, she spoke softly yet with palpable sincerity. Can called Demet the very day he arrived. He went straight to her home, before even unpacking. As a mother, I could feel that what bound them was never truly broken. Her words, so simple yet so intimate, struck the entertainment world like lightning. Within minutes, social media platforms exploded with emotion. Hashtags such as #CanDemetAgain and #LoveReborn trended across Turkey and Italy alike. Fans flooded Twitter and Instagram with declarations like, "Some bonds never fade," and "Real love always finds its way back." It wasn't just nostalgia, it was a collective outpouring of hope from those who had once lived their romance vicariously through the screen. Only hours after her mother's revelation, Demet Özdemir herself shared an enigmatic message on her Instagram story. "Some doors never close, they simply remain ajar." Those 11 words threw gasoline on the already burning rumors. Was this a poetic reflection? Or a veiled confirmation of renewed contact? While some followers interpreted it as an artistic statement, others were convinced she was referring directly to Yaman. The timing was too perfect, the words too tender, and the silence between them too charged to ignore. Meanwhile, in Italy, another story was unfolding, one of pain and confusion. Sara Bloomer, the Italian model long rumored to be Yaman's girlfriend, has remained completely silent. According to insiders close to her, Sara confided in friends, "If Can's heart still belongs to Demet, what am I doing here?" Those words quickly made headlines, finding their way into both Italian and Turkish tabloids. For the European press, it was a perfect storm, a Turkish love triangle, dubbed Illinois Triangolo Turco. To understand the emotional chaos surrounding these events, one must return to 2018, the year that Yaman and Demet Özdemir first appeared together in the hit romantic comedy Erkenci Kuz, Early Bird. Their on-screen chemistry was electric, undeniable, and refreshingly authentic. Viewers around the world fell in love not only with their characters but with the real connection that seemed to breathe behind every glance, every touch. Soon, fiction turned into reality. The actors' relationship blossomed off-screen, transforming into one of the most adored romances in Turkish entertainment. But the same public attention that elevated them also tore them apart. By 2020, overwhelmed by fame and external pressure, they parted ways. At the time, Can made a cold declaration: "We won't be seeing each other again." Yet destiny, as it so often does, had other plans. Years passed. Can's career expanded beyond Turkey, he became an international sensation. Yet fans continued to link his name with Demet's, believing that such chemistry couldn't simply vanish. And when whispers emerged that Can visited Demet's home shortly after his return, hope reignited among devoted supporters. Could this be the rekindling everyone had secretly wished for? Close friends of Demet began sharing intriguing details. She had started to revisit old habits from her early bird days, the way she brewed her morning coffee, the movies she watched, the playlists she listened to. Some even claimed she had begun revisiting old messages from that time, as if reliving memories that refused to fade. The actress, usually composed and private, appeared softer, more introspective. Perhaps, as one of her friends suggested, the past had never truly let her go. In Italy, newspapers portrayed the situation as a tragic yet cinematic love triangle. La Gazzetta dello Spettacolo described it as a battle between loyalty and destiny. Meanwhile, Turkish talk shows spent hours analyzing every gesture, every emoji, every shadow of meaning in Can's and Demet's social media posts. One radio host quipped, "This isn't just a love story, it's a cultural event." Indeed, for millions of fans, their romance had transcended fiction, it had become part of modern pop mythology. Sarah Bloomer's silence only deepened the mystery. Paparazzi in Rome and Istanbul reported that she had turned down all interview requests, focusing instead on her modeling career. But sources close to her spoke of emotional exhaustion, of tears, confusion, and sleepless nights. For her, the question wasn't about fame, it was about trust. Was she living in someone else's shadow? As the story spread, fans took sides. One camp celebrated the idea of a reunion, sharing posts like, "Some people are meant to find each other twice in one lifetime." The other camp, more cautious, argued, "The past ended for a reason. Let them move on." But whether they rooted for reconciliation or closure, no one could look away. The digital conversation became a mirror of human emotion, divided, passionate, and endlessly curious. In a later interview, Demet's mother offered one final, cryptic remark. "I approved, but I am cautious." That short phrase carried an ocean of meaning. It spoke of a mother's intuition, aware that love may heal but can also reopen wounds. Her tone was tender yet wary, as though she knew that destiny was playing with delicate threads once again. For now, neither Yaman nor Demet Özdemir has confirmed any reunion. They remain silent, a silence more eloquent than any press statement. And yet, those close to them whisper that they still keep in touch, that their connection has quietly resurfaced, perhaps as friendship, perhaps as something deeper. Because some stories don't end with words, they simply pause, waiting for the right chapter to begin again. This isn't just a celebrity story. It's a reflection on how love endures under the blinding light of fame, how emotions, once shared before millions, never truly fade in private. Maybe Can's return to Turkey wasn't about a new project or a script. Maybe it was about facing what was left unfinished. For him, it could be redemption. For her, closure. Or perhaps, for both, a second chance. And that's the unfolding saga of Yaman and Demet Özdemir, a story that continues to captivate fans across continents. Do you think their love deserves another chance? Or should they leave the past where it belongs? Tell us what you think in the comments below, we'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the join button to support News Around, your trusted source for heartfelt stories from the world of entertainment. Because here, every headline hides a heartbeat and we make sure you feel it.